Hello, everybody. This is Elisha Keating from wisdomseekers.net. And this is my logo, Phoenix Rising, the Phoenix Rampant. And this is for January 25th. We're almost in February 2024. I haven't got quite used to saying 24 yet. So I have to stop and think about it. Okay, so what's the energy for today? I think this is a day of release. I think this is a day when people are letting go of that which no longer serves. But they're doing it in a conscious way. They're doing it in a cerebral way, more so than in a helter-skelter way. I'm all for that, except that I do know, and I know this, you have to also let it go from the heart as well. Because if you don't let it go from the heart, then you've only got part of it done. So if anybody goes to therapist, and the therapist is very logical, and you only do things because this is logically how it works, but they don't also incorporate the heart, then you still have 50% of what you're trying to release to let go of. And I'm not saying that's a bad way of doing it. Sometimes you want to do it that way because it's just simpler than it really is a lot simpler to do it in pieces for some people than to do it all at one big thing. Because when we release the energy, it changes everything in your body. Your body vibrates differently, which means your cells are going to be vibrating differently, which creates a different rhythm in your body. And sometimes we want to do it nice and slow. And ease and grace is always the way to go. I have never run into a time when you do it any other way, it's going to work. Promise you. Ease and grace is the way to go. And you hear a lot of people saying the same thing, ease and grace. I don't know where it originated from, but I heard it from a young woman who lives down in Texas. And when I heard it, I thought, I like that, because I have done it. I've said to the universe, I want to get this done fast. And the ensuing time frame, months, years, have been horrendous. So never, ever go say fast. Always say ease and grace. Mostly because it's easier. You get it done faster, honestly, because you know the turtle and the hare who wins the race, the slow and steady pace. That's the turtle. It's the same way with energy. The slower you go, the faster you arrive. And I know that's a contradiction, but I have watched people do this for nigh on to 50 years, and I've done it both ways. Slower you go, the faster you arrive. Why? Because you put a basis onto your energy. You're not just a one note Sally. You don't go up straight up, and you only have that, and you've got all these other things that are not grown with you. When you do it with ease and grace, you build up the base, and up from the base, and up from the base, and up from the base. And then you don't fall into this traps. I know when I was 20 in the 70s, I remember my teacher, who was really fabulous. He was well ahead of his time, and he would still be ahead of his time if he was still alive. He said he'd watched all these people. They go into spirituality head first, jump in, and then they back away from it because they go into an emotional hole and they couldn't get out. And they didn't have the grounding, the support, the basis, the inner support, the inner strength to deal with it. So they walk away from it. And many of them, sadly, never returned. Some do, but many of them don't. It's when you grow too fast, it doesn't benefit you at all. So the more you take your time, allow the universe to intercede. And yes, and universal timing sucks. You know it. I know it. We all kind of, what do? There's not much you can do when the universe says, I'm not ready to do that yet. So that's one of the things we want to learn on the spiritual path fast is patience. Does that make sense? You do things fast so you can be patient. I think that's hilarious, but then I have a very odd sense of humor, I guess. What else? I think that's enough of that because I've only got 4 minutes left, and as usual, I really do spend a lot of time. The thing is, I've got plus 50 years of experience, and just about anything that comes up, I have experienced it in some way, shape, or form. And I also listen to the universe. So the universe tells me things. I learned something just before Christmas, I think. And for the life of me, I can't remember what I intuited, but I know it was important. I know it's part of my life now, and I know when I need it, it will come up because that's how it works for me. But I also had a revelation the other day too, with Lee Harris. He said that 2024 was going to be a volcanic year. And I talked about this yesterday, but I listen to myself. I trust myself. When I get the information that's like that, I know it's right. There's sometimes I go, is it right? Is it wrong? I'm not sure because this is something I really want. And because it's mine, not somebody else's, I will go get help and ask other people. So for the 25th of January, it's the Two of Cups. It's two things. It's always in a reading about relationships, and it's about balance. So you want to be balanced. You want to be balanced as much as you possibly can. And also beware of somebody who is a bit of a backstabber in your life. Usually, not always, but usually it comes up when it's business. And the thing is, you know about it. Whether you can do something about it or not, I'm not sure. But be very careful. Live to your highest value. That's the Temperance. And the Temperance is a way shower, right? It changes the energy from negative to positive. Okay, so that's what we want to do. Don't get upset because it's taking time. You're on a path, you can't see the next step. Don't worry about it. Know that's there, and it's important you know it's there. Be open to dealing with the inner child, because the inner child is where most of our aches, our pains, our sorrows reside. Also, flashcard, the Star. Be aware that you have so much support on the other side. Allow it into your life. Ask for it. I'll literally ask for it, and it will bring us to the Eight of Wands, where we're riding high. We're very happy, but we're also grounded, and being grounded is extremely important. And yes, there's certain ways of grounding. You can ground down, or you can ground up. You can ground up to where we're going. You can ground down to the physical earth. All right, so quickly, 9 of Cups. Luckily, we got it again. I love it. Be happy. More importantly, make a wish. Have fun. Just have fun. All right? That's the most important part of this is we enjoy ourselves completely. All right? Do that, please. Namaste, namaskar. I love you, and you I do love.